We want Klopp out. We want Van Dijk out. We want Alisson out. And when we want it, now. They're all shit. Get rid of them. Rubbish, mate. They don't fit to wear the shirt.
Welcome back to KangBrosTV. Liverpool have just copped the L against Arsenal. That is embarrassing in itself to lose to Arsenal. But what I will say is fair play to Arsenal, first of all, just to actually holding it to the end of the game. That's the first time I ever have seen Arsenal to actually defend and hold again. It's like if it was another manager or if it was Wenger, they'll still be attacking. So they had banks and banks behind Liverpool, and they rode the luck. And I think Arteta as well. He spoke very well at the end of the game. Hats off to him. He said it how it was. Basically, he said, "Listen, there's massive gap between the teams, but they were there mentally and they were there to take the chances." But the mistakes for Liverpool were
from time that you see you're hearing Van Dijk making a mistake and Alisson making a mistake. That sums it up. Like I said, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm not like. It is what it is, you know. We're not going to get 100 points. Boo-hoo. I told you before, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. No one checks how many points you got. Does that mean that we won't go down as one of the greatest teams? That's opinion. You can have your own opinion or whatever.
And we don't care about it.
And no one cares, because at the end of the day, this team will go down in history for what they've done. Whether or not it's in someone's opinion is different, someone else's opinion, that's up to them. But in this era, this team is going to go down as one of the greatest. Fact, period. Doesn't matter, you know, okay, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's never nice to lose games. I hate losing the game, just like I'm sure you're the same. I hate Liverpool losing games. I don't like watching it. Today, the goals they're giving away, the way that they're playing, just little flicks and stuff that they don't normally do. But you kind of have to just excuse them. They're humans. They're just human beings. They're normal. It shows that they are normal.
But you know what? I think Liverpool players are actually getting annoyed with the sense that people are saying that, you know, their level of concentration isn't there and they're not really determined to win the games based upon the fact that they've really won the league. I think the players are actually getting annoyed with that little comment, because I think after every single match, post-match, that's what they've been asked.
But you have to live with that. If you're going to put in performances like you do and doing dumb shit, then you have to put up with that.
But what I'm saying is, before those mistakes, you can't say Liverpool were off it, because when they first started and they were Liverpool popping it, and what Mane, not just for the beginning of the game, all game, Sadio Mane is levels. I think any Arsenal fan will say that, and any person around the football world will say that this guy is unbelievable. He's trying to stand up 1-on-1. He's going to leave you for dead. It don't matter who you are, you're going to be left for dead. Throughout the whole game, Mane was sensational. But what I'm saying is, before the mistakes happened, Liverpool were in cruise control. I think that's what actually was their problem. It was never a foul, first of all. I'm not going to sit here making excuses saying it was a foul on Virgil van Dijk. That was just pure lack of concentration, just taking it too easy, just being too, like, you know, just being too laid back. Yeah, and we looked at each other and think, that's not a foul. We said, that's not a foul. And you know, the finish was good. And I think Lacazette, for both goals, you have to give him credit. He was switched on both times. Even when the second goal came in, he's going to sit that ball through. And in the first one, he was switched on as well. So hats off to Lacazette for actually being glued on. Like I said, in the number 9 box striker, whatever you want to call him, he was switched on. So they mentioned it, you know, Arsenal were there in those moments, but I think everyone knew there's been memes already being shown already, like with Arsenal players skinning about what just happened over, like, was it how many shots? I think two shots. But at the end of the day, I think Arsenal, they've probably been used to that back in the day. That's what Arsenal used to do. They used to literally rinse teams all game, and then they used to get the result against.
Listen, I just to jump in on that. Listen, I don't care if I was Arsenal, I wouldn't give a shit. It's we got to accept at the moment where teams are. Liverpool have been there. We've been this team that just cops L's, plays poorly, whatever. We've been there. We know what it feels like. So at the moment, yeah, Arsenal and Liverpool, there is the points tally on the table tells you everything you need to know. At 1-0, I'll be honest, it looked like Liverpool were playing a training game. Arsenal were just booting it up the pitch. But those booting it up the pitch, some people will be like, right, it's percentages football, getting the ball, playing their half, let them make the mistake. That's old school. That's old school tactics, and that's exactly what happened. So it shows that things aren't a million miles away. The only thing that frustrates me is that, frustrates is the wrong word. It's just not nice to see. You know when you're watching it and you're thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, like, what are you doing? Yeah. You haven't done that all season. They're kicking the ball out of play. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's just, I think as Liverpool fans, you're used to seeing what we Liverpool normally do. Like you said, they're doing things now which they normally wouldn't do. There's random flicks. There's little. They have a look of what they're about to do. Think, you know what, I'm gonna try this audacious thing, and they're doing it. But like I said, you can't get angry at the players. They've done.
That's it. They've done something amazing, right? Over 2 years, you know what they've done over the 2 years, and even building up to that, it's amazing what they've done and achieved. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm just saying, purely from a football fan perspective, a Liverpool fan, I don't care if you've won the league or you haven't won the league or whatever. It's just you're seeing stuff like you said. There's a touch that they wouldn't take before. They're trying to turn in a place where you're thinking, what are you doing? Like this bare man's around you. What are you doing?
Yeah, there was actually one moment I actually remember. I think it was Robertson running down the wing. There's not a pass on. He kept looking at it. He kept looking at it. He thought, you know what? I'm gonna flick this. It actually came off. But that's just an example of what was going on. But what I want to discuss is like Shaqiri, bro. I see Shaqiri bopping down the stairs about to come on the pitch, and I've mentioned it to you in the last video as well. Now the points tally that people wanted to get the points tally, which I didn't give a shit about. What happens now for the last few games that we got left? Are we still carrying on with these same players that we've already seen? We know what we can do.
Who ran into the ground by the way? For 2 years.
Exactly. Or are we gonna like? I see Curtis Jones sat on the sideline. I was happy to see Naby Keita come on. He's looking like a different player, to be honest with you, and he's looking really confident on the ball. Minamino is up for discussion.
Getting there for me. Getting there.
I still want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but you know that's the two subs, and he gave him I think enough time in the game. But what happens now for the next few games? Do you want to now?
Well, listen,
the
Chelsea game. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to want to play. I think every player wants to play because that's when the trophy's going to get presented and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure everyone's going to want to play that game, right? So personally, do I care if they come on with 5 minutes to go if you bring on Virgin, these guys, I don't know, whatever. The last game of Newcastle, if them man's ain't all starting, yeah. If them man's like your Harvey Elliott's, your Curtis, whatever his name is, Curtis Jones, Minamino, Shaqiri, whatever. If they're not all starting, yeah, then I think Klopp's just taking the piss out of man's. He's obviously just not rating them. He's just saying I don't rate you basically. Ox, here's a question I'd like to ask you, and an Arsenal fan asked me this during the game. He said, "Can I ask you a question? Can you say Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has improved as a football player since he's gone from Arsenal to Liverpool? Has he improved as a football player?" And my natural reaction was going to be yes, but then I thought, well, actually, hold on a minute, because then he did elaborate. He said he makes a few good runs, he gives the ball away, scores an odd banger, very passive. So has he actually changed it? Has he actually improved as a football player?
When he left Arsenal fans said to us the same thing. They said he's not a bad player. It's just the inconsistency with Ox. And just what you just said there, that's exactly Ox in a nutshell for me personally.
So I'd love to put that out to Arsenal fans as well as Liverpool fans, because it's obviously both. And I'm also looking at this amazing crop of England players. Does he get near it? Does he board a plane if they're going to the Euros tomorrow?
He probably would now. But I think, and that's just solely based upon because he plays Liverpool. I personally think that, and he's played at England before. But you're totally right. The talent that we got now in those positions, for me and for you probably, he doesn't make that.
I don't think he would.
At least.
For Liverpool, he's a good squad player. I'd have him in the squad. But then I'm saying today, like again, I mean, no disrespect to Arsenal, but they're sitting 10th in the league. They were 10th in the league. Liverpool champions. So you'd expect him to come in and say, right, I'm going to dictate this game because these guys are 10th. They're a mid-table team at the moment. And I'm saying that in a not disrespectful way, but that's just how it is at the minute. Yeah, and Arsenal are on a team on a transition. So this is the sort of game you're looking at. They've made 6 changes, by the way. FYI. So I'm thinking, Liverpool have gone 1-0 up. Dictate this game now. Just literally control this game and just set the standards and say this is what's going to go on. Not once did I really see that. I'm seeing him put passes out. I'm seeing him walking around and not switching on in times where you look at him and you should be. So that's just my thing. Shaqiri, I just don't know, bruv. Like, okay, so they don't want him to play. He didn't want him around. Fine. So maybe he's playing him to put him in the shop window again to sell him, whatever. But
even the last 3 games, 2 games, what's that? It's not really a shop window, is it?
Well, then even before, you've had 3-4 games when you could have put him in to put him in the shop window, just if you want to get rid. Do you know what I mean? He goes, I'm going to play Lallana out of respect for him because he knows Lallana's crocked at the best of times. So while he's fit, let him just chill, enjoy the ride, and then get him gone while he's in good condition or whatever. Yeah. But I'm looking around now. I'm thinking this Thiago thing seems to have cooled off because he's 29. For me, 29, you're coming into your best years as a football player at that level. That's just my opinion. I'm looking at these next ones. Lallana's going to he has to get gone. Lovren are talking about extending his contract. Something booky's happening because everyone else is making mad movements in the transfers already, putting things in place, and we're distancing ourselves. So something doesn't quite add up to me at the minute.
I'm hoping that this is a blessing in disguise of what we're seeing right now. Like obviously, Liverpool's season is done. We're purely watching for entertainment and because we like football, we missed it. Let's be honest. That's the reason why we're watching it. And I'm hoping this is a blessing in disguise to see that Liverpool squad, it needs to be a lot stronger going forward, and hopefully we do some business. I think, and that we've got time to actually just rest and all that to come back. So that's one thing that I think could be a blessing in disguise.
I would love to ask Arsenal fans, yeah? Now, this is just purely just from a football fan's perspective. I would love to put it out to Arsenal fans. Watching that game today, you've got the 3 points. Liverpool have gifted 2 goals. But is that what you want to see in an Arsenal performance? Do you like seeing that from an Arsenal team? Is there anything in that team that you saw today that you think, you know what, this is it. This is where it's going to click the other way. I thought Arteta spoke really well after the game. He made some really good points about what he needs and is it available.
Yeah.
But I just think, for me, at the minute, we're going to struggle.
So what thing I would say for Arsenal perspective is, as I mentioned earlier, of course Arsenal don't want to see the just being defending at home all that for all the game. But like I said, that is what they did with getting the Banks there and sent to actually bring the Liverpool on. That was a different Arsenal that I hadn't seen. So that's what I would say in that perspective. For an Arsenal fan, that was good to see. That actually Arteta's got them to be able to defend. And that is against Mane and Liverpool and all this kind of stuff. So that's one positive I would definitely take from it. And then going into the weekend for Arsenal, that's perfect. You're going into semi-final with that buzz of beating Liverpool, go into there and do Man City. I don't want Man City to win nothing. Serious as that. So that's one thing I would say is the 2 key points for me to take away.
But as an Arsenal, if you're an Arsenal fan,
yeah,
right, and let's be honest, they've been sport over the years, granted.
Yeah.
But today, they had 20% possession, I think. It's been nice. I think maybe 20%, 2 shots on goal. They scored those 2 goals, don't get me wrong. That's at home. Is that something that, as Arsenal fans, that Arsenal are thinking, you know what? Yeah, this is it. This is what we're going to turn the corner. Or is that a realization as shit? We're miles off it. We're so far off it.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Arsenal fans, I believe, are more realistic than people like United and all this kind of stuff because they've been through both kind of things, the success and the bad times. So Arsenal have to be real with themselves. And I don't think they wanted to go. They know they can't go toe to Liverpool. So I just think that going to the situation that they're in, going to the weekend, that was the perfect result. You got the 3 points. You rested Aubameyang as well. One thing for me was Pepe was playing that game, and I didn't know he was playing. Yeah. That's one question I would say.
And Lacazette gets a lot of bad press, by the way.
He does, and I don't think that's fair.
I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's long before that Pepe are going to cop it. Pepe is going to be the new Ozil at this rate.
You really reckon?
I think so, because today I'm watching that and I'm thinking, I've not seen anything that tells me £70 million worth of players on the pitch.
He's been a whole game.
So again, I know they're talking about going on to Arsenal, but Arsenal have got a £70 million player on the pitch today. We didn't even know that was there. A £350,000 a week player that didn't even make the bench, I don't think. And they've extended David Luiz by another year, who got sat down today just for the listen. There's things that are going on at that club that I think that's why I'd asked a question to Arsenal fans as to what they think, because is that what they want to watch for the next season or whatever? Is that what he talks about in the grit and by energy, so we could sit in and try and kick teams on the counter? I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. I put it out to those fans. But like I said, I hate losing games. I'm a sore loser at the better times. I think today watching that was actually shit because I don't, the taking touches, doing flicks and stuff like that. It's actually annoying. So if that's what they're going to do, then fuck them off and get somebody else in and give them a chance. Let them prove their worth.
Yeah, I agree. Do you want to give a man of the match for Liverpool? I think it's quite easy one, isn't it?
Well, Sadio Mane, yeah. And when Keita comes on, he looked that's the player that I think that we all expected. So like I said to you a couple of weeks ago, just like Minamino, they all take their time to bed in, and I think he is finding his feet. So.
Yeah, I hope you're right. And about Minamino, I just think physically at the moment he's struggling. Like he's falling about there and he's getting a bit bullied a little bit. That's the only thing I would say about it. But yeah, I mean, as in getting into position and stuff, he's doing the right things. But
and just to finish off, I just want to say, there's a lot of fans shouting me up about certain things, about teams in the past and stuff that Liverpool have and haven't done, and how this team isn't this and this team isn't that. Listen, stop being salty. Stop being salty.
We don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Don't care. Don't care.
So that was our take on the game and then the whole thing. So let us know your opinions. We asked a lot of questions there. Any Arsenal fans that tuned in, let us know what you think as well. We'll give you some material on that. But until the next one, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and definitely comment. Peace.